Welcome to Those Who Can't Do. I'm your host, Andrea Forkham, and today we have my wonderful special guest co-host, Denver Riley.
Hey.
Denver, I have to tell you, so last time you were here, we were thankful, grateful, blessed. It was Thanksgiving.
Thankful, grateful, blessed, full, if you catch my drift.
What? What does that mean?
From our turkey.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is 1000% related to the turkey talk we had.
Okay, great. I was thinking about it earlier, reminiscing.
Yeah. So we discussed the thermometer situation and where it would go
in the arse. But not.
But we had decided that's not what happens there.
Right.
While I was on my way here tonight, I got a text from my husband that my 4-year-old son was sitting there. And mind you, I made chicken pot pie for dinner, so there was poultry on the menu.
Okay.
But my son said, "What happens to the penis of a chicken before we eat it? Do we eat the chick?" And he called them the chicken peenies.
Honestly?
And I was like, wow.
Are you saying Tate and I are the same
wavelength?
Brain age?
Yeah, same wavelength there,
okay, I
think.
Wavelength better than brain
Say,
development.
right. I wasn't going to go down that particular road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, the fact that he's asking such a inquisitive question at that age, that's such a great question.
I think we figured that out mostly.
No, we did. He should listen to the podcast.
I'm not listening. I just feel like listen to Auntie Dun Dun.
Yeah, here, go ahead and listen to me. Let me tell you.
I mean, we figured out where the digestive tract goes, but I don't know if that's a separate, how far apart those are.
Well, I know that people eat bull penis, right?
Yes, and Rocky Mountain oysters.
So it's seems like a delicacy. So I'm just curious, what about the chickens? Where does it go?
I don't know.
Who's enjoying that?
Well, first of all, I'm pretty sure most of the chickens that we eat are female. They're hens. I don't think we usually eat the roosters.
They really want to see the demise of females everywhere. Wow. That's...
You're an attack on femininity.
That is
females.
Attacking me as a female. I need to stand up for my fellow chicken females.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Hens. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will tell you.
It anymore.
So quickly, my little feminism card just gets put in my back pocket, forgotten about so quickly. I was at CrossFit today.
Oh.
And it was me and a woman and a guy, and they're a couple, they're married. So I'm just third wheeling at the CrossFit class, and we were doing
story of my life.
I know, right? And we were doing a workout, and they're like, "Okay, you girls are going to go at the same time, and then he's going to go." But if we didn't do, this story is so long for no reason.
It's so fine. I want to hear it.
We had to do wall balls and then burpees. Do you know what these things are?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. Yeah. Wall balls, for those of you who don't know, it's it's a 6 to 20 pound ball that you throw up and then catch in a squat position. And we had to do, the first round, we had to do 40. And then after we did 40, we had to do 20 burpees.
No, I can do 2 with a gun to my head. And I would be okay, 2.
I was unwell. But we would take turns. So we got to 40 by taking, we each did girls did 10, then he did 10. But then at the end we had to jump in to doing the burpees. And they were well, each round we could switch off. So whoever's coming off of the last round doesn't have to go straight into the burpees. And I was no, I'm not that much of a feminist. He's a big, strong man. He can go straight from one workout to the next. I'm good.
Save that for the men.
Yeah, it didn't help because then we had to go straight from the burpees into the wall balls again. This was a very long story for me just to say I'm a pansy.
Like hell.
Yeah, no, it wasn't great, but
you have every reason to revoke your feminist card in that moment. Sometimes you have to do it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I've also been just a health queen this week because
I love that for you so much.
I'm not saying I'm better than everybody else.
Well, of course not, because you're a public figure and
right.
Dare accuse people of that, but
I wouldn't. But I did start taking vitamins that are liquid. Have you ever? Okay.
So, have I ever taken a vitamin? No.
It couldn't be me.
You mean the Flintstone gummies?
I am a child and I literally have to convince myself to take my vitamins by getting them in gummy form, usually.
Correct.
Right? Yes, because I need a little
Yes.
treat.
I
I
deserve
need a
it,
treat.
and it's
Right.
like a reward.
It's like a reward. Well, this is not an ad, but the Mary Ruth's
Ooh,
liquid vitamins, first of all, they're expensive. It's a lot. It's too much, to be honest.
reach into the
Mary
wrong
Ruth, it's too
girl.
much. It's like for a month of them, it's like a bottle. You get a bottle of these vitamins, and then you take 2 tablespoons a day. And I figured out if you put it in a shot
Oh,
glass, it's like 2/3 of the way full. So I
so
take a
you're just,
shot.
like,
I'm
partying every
just
day.
that is how I party every day. But the gift you get when you're taking, and it's like $60 for the bottle a month, which seems excessive to me, honestly. I think the
But, I
true
mean, maybe
thing,
if you, like, calculate if you really do wanna take more than 3 vitamins. I don't know,
yeah.
actually. I don't know.
And it's supposed to help my hair grow. And so I was like,
Oh,
great.
okay.
It's like a hair supplement plus the rest and all of that. So, I mean, totally could be just snake oil type stuff. But every time I take it, I do feel like I'm better than everyone else. And I feel like
100%.
that is the gift that
100%.
this vitamin liquid has given me.
Okay, so do you have a problem with taking, like, pills? Like, what is your qualm with is it just, like, there's too many to take at once, so I'll just
So,
condense in a liquid?
yeah, because I was gonna try this other vitamin that was supposed to help with my hair growth, and it was 6 pills. At like you go and
That's
you have
illegal. That should be
if you
illegal.
have 6, I tried to do it all at once and I
That
totally
should be
choked. Yeah,
illegal.
you're supposed to
6?
do it 6, and they're like
We have ChatGPT, and you wanna give me 6 pills to help my hair grow? How about no?
yeah, yeah. I went to Sam's Club and I got that, and then I read the back and I was like, "Yeah, I'll go bald.
Yeah.
It's fine."
There are certain things, though, that doing them
Mhm.
evokes, like, a God, I'm just top tier human.
Yeah, there is a local place that brews kombucha, and I get, like, a growler of it and keep it in my fridge, so I've been drinking
Yes.
liquefied vitamins stuff and also kombucha, so I'm just like,
Okay. You are that health girl.
I am that health
And
girl.
we're gonna have to call the cops because they're like, they can't find your waist.
I d
And they're gonna be
Where
like
is
searching
it?
and searching and searching, missing person, missing waist alert. Like,
Exactly. I
I'm
love
so
it.
proud of you.
Thank you so much. Hey, so this is a teacher podcast.
Yeah, we should talk about teacher things.
We went off on a
Teachers
different
are people too.
there are people too, and and also it's flu season. And I'm not saying people have to get the Mary Ruth vitamins. I
Well,
will let you know.
yeah.
You guys will know. I'm actually for to be so transparent, I'm getting extensions soon.
Oh,
So I'm gonna talk about it here,
I'm so
talk about my hair
excited.
vitamins, and then I'm gonna have all of a sudden my hair is gonna be like a Mormon Utah wife
Right,
length. And everyone's gonna be like,
right.
wow, those vitamins.
And they're gonna
What
ask you
a
to be on the
difference.
show, and you're gonna be like, it's the vitamins.
Yes. Yes,
100%. And I
absolutely.
love that for you so much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
How was teaching this week?
Teaching this week was a mix of emotion. It's so hard. It's so interesting being able to identify where your moods are throughout number one, the week and the day.
Yeah.
And I feel like being in the position that we are right now, it's like in the time of year, everyone is kind of losing their mind, like including the
Yeah.
students and me. So it's the let's work together so we're on the same team still, but you are annoying me. And what happened to the 17 pencils I've already given you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like little things that shouldn't be bothering me are starting to bother me. And so we actually went on a walk today. It
Oh,
was our wellness day. And I said, you know what? Put your godforsaken pencils down. We're going outside on a walk. And I said, you're leaving your phone here and you're going to touch grass and hug a tree
I love
and
it.
be one with nature. And I think little things like that really help. So I'm trying to sprinkle things like that in throughout the week
Yeah.
just because it's rough out here.
Yeah.
You
I
know, like
I
it's just,
I do. I was at a middle school this week and the kids, there were these 3 little middle school boys. I was in there observing one of my students, and there were these 3 little middle school boys that for no reason were just making little popping noises and like wet smacking noises. in conjunction with each other. So they'd be like, for no reason. And they would do it in such a way so that the teacher would be like, she'd have her back turned and my
The
student would be
ASMR
in
freaks
another
are gonna love
spot.
that we just did that. That's just like it's just like stop.
But it's just like, stop. And I'm sitting in the back, so I can see these 3 boys, and I'm also seeing them like look at each other and like start laughing and then and like that, like 7th grade boys are just the wildest.
What
And
are they? They're
it's
scary.
It's so funny because do you know Mr. Lindsay Sped? He's been
Yes.
on. Okay. So
Yes.
he recently, and this is why everyone loves him so much, because he recently posted and was like, middle schoolers are just kind, empathetic humans. And I'm like, Philip, sir, be so for real right now.
Was there a catch to that? Like, was he like, I'm joking? Or was he
No,
serious?
I was waiting for it to like turn, and it did not, because he was talking about how he got his wisdom teeth removed. And
Okay.
so he was having trouble talking, and kids were being really patient and really understanding and really supportive. And then there was like one girl that was like, you sound weird. You should have left your teeth in your mouth. But everybody else was so sweet. And I was like,
okay.
Phil, like, here's the thing. I think people are people, right?
Right.
So
Right.
there's going to be some good and some bad.
100%.
But as far as like us in our lives, the great trajectory of our humanity
Is the bullying in middle school?
the middle school is like right down
Correct.
here at the bottom of
Correct.
the bell curve of empathy and human kindness.
And that's why we discussed when we went back to teaching, well, me starting teaching at the end of COVID, when COVID was ever, we were back to normal, quote unquote, those kids that missed that pivotal bottom part of the bell curve, 7th and 8th graders that are now freshmen and sophomores, had zero empathy and zero knowledge of how to be a human. So it's not their fault because they missed that opportunity to grow and be miserable in middle school like the rest of us.
Right.
But
like do better
as
well. Yeah, it is this fascinating thing that with the Gen Alpha, Gen Z, like, because they are empathetic in certain circumstances, particularly online. They're able to identify like, nope, we need to treat people better than that.
Right.
But then on the flip side of that, like, I hear the things that they say, and they're still middle schoolers. Like, they might be aware of their digital footprint enough to know what they should and shouldn't say publicly, video themselves saying. But at the same time, like, I hear the crazy things that they say and how mean they are to each other more often than not. It's a lot. And like,
that's what gets me to really like talking about this time of like teaching is just that, like, I get so tired of hearing like those negative comments or the way they speak to each other. Like, it's so draining because I don't know. I just, in my any other day to day, we wouldn't hear that, but around children that are almost using that as like a status thing of like, it's cool to be mean.
Yeah.
Ew. I always say, ick. Don't say that.
That's how you correct mean behavior, is you ick?
Yeah, I say, ick. And then I say, no, thank you, friend, to my sophomores, and they love it.
Fantastic. I love it. Yeah. My son is 4, and as I was picking him up from school, what was it? Not yesterday. I think, it might have been yesterday. I was picking him up and the principal was like, hey, Andrea, his teacher doesn't know because it just happened right at dismissal, but we punched one of our friends today as we were leaving. And I'm like, kid, I was like, bud, why did you punch him? And he said, I didn't know that was a bad choice. And he always does his thumb down because they use visuals with the pre-K to be like a good choice and a bad choice. He's like, I didn't know it was a bad choice. And I'm like, using visual aids while you are lying to my face is not going to cut it, my kid.
He strongly believes his own lie. And it's apparent from his physical reaction of that, of the physical thumbs down.
He's like, I didn't know it was a bad
Mm,
choice. And I was like, you are a
you
liar.
did though.
You
Like,
did.
you
And you
did.
gotta stop it. Yeah. So he got to draw an apology
Oh,
note for, I mean, he's illiterate still. So
right.
I wrote it, but I made him
Okay.
trace it. And he also had to draw a picture of a leaf because it's
Oh,
fall.
as like a
An
okay. I
apology
was like
leaf
an
drawing.
apology leaf.
Yeah. Because he's 4. So
Buddy,
what else are we gonna
buddy,
do?
we don't do that.
We don't
Right.
punch.
You need to give
Yeah.
me an essay of why you're wrong.
I thought about that, but one of the things that he's been
You
saying
would.
lately that he's been saying lately that I think is maybe the cutest thing. He and my daughter both say it is they say, "Was that kindful?" So instead of saying kind
Oh
or like
my
it's the cutest thing.
kindful.
I never want them to say it
You know
right
what?
ever.
I'm using that word.
Yeah. Like, was
That
that a
wasn't very kindful
kindful?
of you.
It's so cute.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
the
that
cutest.
like melts my heart.
I know. Yeah, it is interesting because like we said, COVID 2020, those are now the seniors who would
No,
have
the
been in
seniors
8th
are
grade?
gone. They're gone.
No, the 8th who would have been okay, let's say 7th grade during COVID, right? So 4 years ago they
Okay,
were
so
in
they're oh my
this is
gosh.
math.
Well, okay,
Us
this is
not us sitting here and trying to remove 4
we've
years, and we're
already
like, "Wait,
disrespected history, and now
wait,
we're disrespecting math. Like, I'm like this. I'm like 1, 2, 3, counting on my
what are
fingers.
you counting back?" They were
2024 to
in they were in
2020.
7th they
But
were
then,
in
okay,
7th grade in 2020. 2021, they were in 8th grade.
8th grade,
2022, 9th.
9th, 10th,
2023, 10th.
11th.
So they're juniors. How are our juniors doing
Okay,
this year? Because
so
you've worked with them.
so the juniors this year were my freshmen, my first year teaching.
Okay.
And I loved those little heads. I forgot you can bleep me. I loved them because
Yeah.
they kept their innocence. Like, I think because they still had 6th grade,
Yeah.
I think the kids that got the most screwed over were the seniors that graduated last year.
Okay.
Because those were the ones that we were experiencing a lot of empathy, a lot of apathy. So they went into COVID basically all of middle school.
Yeah. And it
And
was not good.
it was not good. So
Yeah.
I have a soft spot for those juniors because some of them I had 2 years in a row,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
doing pretty good.
I just wonder, have you I've seen a take online several times is like the value of bullying is like it creates social
Yes.
correction, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
I feel like my mom is a big believer in this, which is so funny because I remember her crying because I would get bullied because
Yeah.
she was it would break her heart when I got bullied in middle
Hurt.
school, right?
100%.
But when my mom was she was gosh, I'm sure they've done so much travel. They are living their best lives. My dad just
Love.
retired. Yeah, living the
Love,
life.
love, love.
One of the places they went, I want to say it was Australia, which is weird to
Oh,
me because it's camels, which I don't think about camels in Australia,
think of
but
Egypt.
they weren't in Egypt. I'm 99% sure it was Australia where they were.
Camels.
And one of the things that they said is because my parents went on a camel ride and the guide was like, "Do you think that the camels you're riding were wild or they were bred in captivity?" And my mom was like, "Well, I would guess they were bred in captivity." And he's like, "No." He's like, "Actually, camels that were bred in captivity don't have the social correction of wild camels. So they actually have worse attitudes." And because of the lack of correction they receive from their peers, they're actually worse behaved because no one has like
Oh
they'll go up and bite,
my.
they'll kick because
And
it's
they don't
against
have another
people.
wild camel to be like, "We don't
To
do
be
that."
like, that's not how this goes. And like
Mm,
it's a horrible thing to
no,
think.
you can say it, and I know where you're going with this.
But like at a certain point, social correction does serve a bit of a purpose for kids. Did for me. I'll
1,000.
speak in my own experience. Like I can
Same.
100% tell you my sense of humor has a lot to do with the fact that like I didn't look like Britney Spears in 8th grade like some of
1,000%.
the other
Same.
girls. And
We weren't
so
pretty enough, so we had to be funny.
yes, and I
100%.
do
We've had this conversation with all of our
yeah.
friends.
Well, and I
Yeah.
do wonder, like, for those girls who were so beautiful for such a long time, how did it work out? Are they okay? Did they have to develop can you imagine developing a personality all the way in your 20s?
No,
Like,
I can't because I've had it right out of the womb. I don't know.
yeah.
We're just blessed like that. But I did see
Just
I did see a video of a girl kind of arguing that other side of like
of the pretty
I'm gonna
privilege.
butcher it, but yeah, of like I've been told my whole life how pretty I am. You're so pretty, you're so pretty. And
Yeah.
her almost like I think stating like it's devaluing all my other qualities of like
Yeah.
you're just gonna see me as like you're so pretty. You don't need to be good at that. You don't need when she's like, wait, what?
Right, but I
So
kinda should be.
but it kind of right. So yeah, I can't
I
imagine having to develop a personality over the age of 21.
Yeah, and I wouldn't. If I looked, if I was like a 12, I would be like, well,
Oh,
I'm done. I'm done with my personal
if I was
development.
Margot Robbie, I would be
I'd be a
doing everything under the
monster.
sun.
I
I would be a
a monster.
monster. We are 12s. Don't talk about us like that.
Obviously, yeah, but that
It's
came
hard
later.
being this pretty and funny. Like
And
it's just so hard.
it's responsibility that we take very seriously.
Yeah.
I remember there was this girl, she was a neighbor of mine when I was in middle school. And I remember being really sad and like down on myself and my looks. And she was like, yeah, but Andrea, it's like really hard when you're pretty because then all these boys like really like you. And, sometimes that can be very stressful too. And I was like, you're so right. Your life must be really hard.
You're so right. And I'm so sorry you have to deal with that.
I believed it though.
Life.
Like I wasn't mocking her. I was like, wow, you're so right. You're so right. And she was just like
right.
trolling
I'm glad no
me.
one likes me.
I'm like, thank God.
Thank God I'm ugly. You're right. Thanks. No, but
keep all these boys out of here. Wasting my
they're
time.
Not good anyways. But we can all agree and we can all stop pretending like it's not true that bullying is sometimes. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to finish my sentence. Yeah, I was going to say, don't clip it and make me look like a crazy person. Just the correction of behavior by your peers, I think is important.
Yeah, social correction.
Correct.
Is I think social correction I think is a natural thing that we learn. Like, okay, we can't do that.
Camels do it.
The camels, the lesson of the camels.
Are they notorious for being like intelligent creatures?
I have no idea. I just know that.
That's very wise of them to do. I would love to talk to a camel.
I don't think it's a wisdom situation. I think it's like
it is.
If a camel's eating some other camel's food and a camel gets kicked in the face, yeah, that's a lesson. Yeah, it's a lesson that gets learned.
Okay.
So I was thinking this week about different things that I say as a professor and things I hear teachers say that I know what they mean. Yeah. And the students might know, but there's like this double speak.
Pick it up.
Right. Probably depending on the student and their emotional intelligence and all of that. But
their humor.
Yes, exactly. So I asked you to come up with a list of different things that you say or that teachers say that is specific to like teachers when you're trying to kind of maybe pull some punches, perhaps.
Right.
But before we jump into that, we are going to actually take a break. Okay. So we will be right back. Yeah, it'll be right back.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Jordan.
And we are starting a podcast together.
Yay, finally.
I know. It's been like in the works for so long, and finally we get to share it with you guys.
We're really excited about this. So.
It's called We Are Fine.
Are we, though?
Sometimes, not always.
Some days we're doing really good.
Yeah, and some days we're doing real bad, guys.
Yeah.
And it's okay. But we're going to talk about it. And this entire podcast is dedicated to all of life's ups and downs and all kinds of teacher-related mishaps.
Like being stuck in a school during an apocalypse and trying to figure out how you're going to survive?
Yeah, and then also like the really fun moments, like building a special relationship with your students, or even raising a fictitious egg named Egbert who becomes a mushroom king.
I'm sure he is Toad, not just a mushroom king.
Okay. What about the teacher stuff? Because I want to talk about teacher stuff.
Yeah, there will be all of that. We have some amazing teacher guests, and we get to dive into their lives as educators.
So we hope you'll join us on this journey and the We Are Fine podcast. You can get it every Wednesday on my YouTube channel, Mrs. William Fifth, or on all audio platforms and everywhere that you get podcasts. We will be there.
I've heard there's a Doge Moon podcast platform now, in space only.
It'll be there too. So we hope that you'll be there with us, and we can't wait to share this journey with you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome back to Those Who Can't Do. All right, Denver.
Yes.
What I think the best way to do this is you can say the statement that you would say to a student, and I will try and translate for what that would be.
Can this be me to a student and then me talking about a student, me talking to other teachers, like anything?
Yeah. Okay. So like you can give it a little context and then tell me what the phrase is that you say about or to the student.
Okay. So on the topic just of what we were talking about off the podcast of talking to parents about their student.
Mm-hmm.
One that I for sure heard and that I like to say is they have a great personality and they get along with everyone.
My translation of that would be, this kid never shuts up.
100%.
Ever.
They are a notorious yapper and they love to just chat it up. It doesn't matter where I put them in the room. They will talk to the plant and be its best friend. And I can't catch a break.
Yeah, I've had that almost verbatim conversation before.
I love those kids though, because that was me.
I do. And that honestly, have you ever had a class where you didn't have a yapper? It was just a bunch of studious, silent children.
I talk to the wall. I turn and I'll talk to an inanimate object and be like, you want to chime in? Because nothing's happening. I do it.
Yeah, it's not my favorite, to be honest.
No.
I like having a class of yappers. Nothing gets done, but it is a lot of fun. Lots of good memories.
Correct.
If I'm talking to a student and have asked a class question and a student answers and I say, that is a unique perspective.
Okay, that's my interpretation of that is either they're sharing an answer that they know has nothing to do with the at-hand conversation.
Yeah.
Or it is so unhingedly controversial that the rest of the class is like, are you going to do something about this? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. That's 1,000%. I think that's maybe what I said when I had a student who was in class and he started defending the Ku Klux Klan. And I was like, oh,
we're going to have to not do that.
Like trying to go through in my brain of like, okay, I got to correct it. What if, like, can I just, like, how do I shut that down? And I think I said, that's a unique perspective. And then he kept pushing and I was like, yeah, we're not defending the Klan in here. That's not what today is. And we just moved.
Or this isn't a class for that. Okay. I like to say this to students. And I can't give you too much context because it'll give it away. Did you get lost? Or are you okay? Do you need to go to the nurse?
I would say that's when a student has been gone for such a long time after going to the bathroom.
1,000,000%.
Like they were vaping.
Specifically the bathroom.
Yeah.
Some type of paraphernalia was involved because I say, did you all of a sudden get some allergies because your eyes are really red and puffy? Do you need to go to the nurse? And that throws them off and they're like, what?
Yeah. And then they're not sure, am I just paranoid right now for some reason? Or
like the weed in you is convincing you that I know everything about what's going on.
Which, like, gummies exist now. Why are they still smoking?
You know what? My thing is this controversial? Smoke all the weed you want after school. Is that?
Yes, it's illegal. I don't know if I would. You know what? That is a unique perspective, Denver. Thank you so much for that insight.
I forgot it was illegal.
It's illegal for their age. They're teenagers.
Okay, wait till you're 18.
Adults that can do that, but
and
not.
I knew that.
Yes, teenagers cannot. They're not allowed to do drugs. Like as a rule, generally.
Yeah. Okay, I did know that. No, I did, and I will remember that.
Good, perfect. All right. Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay. We're in class and a student asks a question and I say, that is a great question. What does everyone else think?
Ooh. Okay. Is this your way of not having to answer the question?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or like, you don't know the answer?
There it is. Yeah.
Okay.
1000% yes.
That's what I do with like spelling of like, that's such a good question. Go ahead and open Google. You know Google and look it up.
Our friend Google
that is
spell it for us.
A good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great question. What do you guys think? And I'll like look to the smartest kid in class and be like,
what's the answer?
It's so bad. Like, especially when this happened most often for me when we were doing a novel study and they would ask something really, really specific about the book. And I'm like, I don't, and who cares? Like, I don't know. It's
just the whole thing of also like, is that a relevant question?
Right. Like why do we need to know the answer to this? My husband's high school English teacher, actually, so that students couldn't read SparkNotes because, Denver, do you know what SparkNotes are?
Me and SparkNotes are best friend. I tell my students all the time, I didn't read one full book at school and I use SparkNotes.
Okay, great. Because I wasn't sure generationally if that would have, because now they don't there's like a website, but they didn't have like the book, right?
No, we had SparkNotes as well.
Yeah, those beautiful little blue books.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. And so what my husband's English teacher would do to avoid students just reading that, he would ask hyper specific chapter questions. Like you would do the reading and he would be like, okay, what is this? And I will say it is crazy because my husband to this day knows the name of the bar that Pip's brother-in-law was at in Great Expectations. He knows the name of it. Have you read Great Expectations? It's Dickens.
No, surely have not. Oh, okay. No, I have not.
Yeah. I actually really like Charles Dickens. I think he's a funny, silly, goofy guy.
I have one of his anthologies somewhere that you gave me, I think.
Why would I give you that? I did not.
You had it in your classroom.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was like, why would I gift? Books? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. No, you're right. I definitely did pass that on to you. I was like, why would I give that to you as a gift? No, that was me like offloading my stuff when I was like, I'm not moving with
donation.
this.
Yeah.
It was a classroom donation. We'll say. It was the 3 Jolly Bargemen. In case you ever needed to know that, you're on Jeopardy.
Okay.
There you go.
That will be the winning Jeopardy question.
Yeah. Obviously.
What did you say?
3 Jolly Bargemen. I don't know if the setup for that is right. I don't know who was drinking at 3 Jolly Bargemen. I want to say it was Pip's brother-in-law.
I believe you.
You know who would know? My husband, because he has locked that
Let's get him on the phone.
Down.
Caller number 1.
I often think that we need to call. I actually told him the other day when
he should do a call in.
We were doing a Thanksgiving episode. And I was like, we're going to be doing some quizzes. We're going to be answering some questions.
Be called upon.
And I was like, can I phone a friend if I need to? And he's like, I'm sure if you want to call me. So he would, in fact.
That's a really good one.
I love that. Oh no, he's in the middle of bedtime routine. I actually was thinking like it would be funny to FaceTime and see.
I forget the time difference.
Yeah. My children are being sedated currly, not medically, just read stories.
We know a lot about you and how you treat your children. That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not giving them drugs as long as they're not at school, like some.
Yeah.
Other
right. Who in that hell would do that?
Do you have another thing you say to students?
I do. That will be graded by this Friday.
No, it won't.
No, it will not.
It might get thrown away. In fact,
It
will.
actually probably won't even be graded ever.
You probably don't know where it is. It's either going to get deleted out of the grade book or everybody's getting full credit.
100%. And they're always like, okay, cool. Thanks. And there's that one kid that's like, hey, so when is that going to be graded? I will get to it. It's been 4 months. I'll get to it.
You know, too, that kid who's following up and being like, hey, how come you haven't graded yet? You know what that kid's not? Kid's not the yapper. So you're bugging me about my work and you're
yapper.
Also not going to yap. And I
need you to have at least 20%
yapability.
Yapability.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. I feel like 20% is fair because that's enough that they can still get work done.
That's your contribution and then focused.
Yeah. Do you ever have those kids that are just such motivated learners that they get frustrated by your yapping? Like you're like, how was everybody's weekend? And they're staring at you and judging you like,
I'm funny.
I'm sorry. So your premise for this is that you don't have any students judging you for your yapping because you are so entertaining.
Yeah.
And I, at a lesser level of entertaining, have students that are frustrated by me.
No.
Is what you're saying.
I think we in a generation come by that one student that hates everything and everyone because all they care about is getting into Yale and they're in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
And it's like, babe, you can laugh. We can have some fun time.
Yeah. We can have good times sometimes too.
School can be enjoyable too.
Yeah. I've had a couple where I would have kids that would be like, can we just do that? I'm like, listen.
See, I'm so sensitive. I'd be like, so you hate me? So you hate me?
I get like, I'm like, listen, classroom culture is important.
Right.
Classroom culture is important. And it is important.
Do you want me to cry?
Can you imagine what that would do to the classroom culture?
It would make you uncomfortable, me uncomfortable. We don't want it.
You don't want that to happen. So.
Or they do.
That's true. Let me tell you, teaching college is a whole different trip because all of them are paying like either their parents' dollars or their dollars. So when you assign something, so another thing, working at Indiana State, one of the great things is that I have very small class sizes. So I have the biggest class size I've had so far is this semester with 22 students. The smallest was like 11 students.
Oh my God.
Right. And so unlike at like IU or these massive universities where you're talking to a whole auditorium when you're teaching and no one expects any individualized feedback, I am with 22 students who I see 3 times a week. I have no excuse to not give phenomenal, detailed feedback.
You know what? That's a very good point.
And let me tell you, with my spicy brain, I hate grading so much. And it has not gotten better at all ever.
They need, talk about a vitamin. Give me a vitamin for that. I have sometimes fix me. I hate it sometimes.
Yeah.
Of like, you did great. But then that defeats the purpose of like,
you're supposed to give like
better,
valuable feedback. And right now I'm grading these giant papers they have to do. And I have to give them feedback. And I've been really good so far.
Kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
so
doing
much.
Great.
Thank you so much. Because we are, I think, a little over halfway through their field experience. They have a deadline each week.
Wow.
So for this, I'm having to go through and read the 22 papers and give them feedback on a rubric and suggestions on how to fix it each week. And it's not...
Each week?
Yeah.
Each week, like ma'am?
Yeah. But like, let's also keep in mind that my job is so much more relaxed because I literally have... Normally, I have classes 3 days a week. When they're in field, I'm at the schools with them. So I'm not actually preparing lesson plans like at all during this time for them. All I have to do is grade. So I have no excuse, like beyond no excuse. And I've discovered
that... It still doesn't make it any less hard, but...
Yeah. Grading is just not my favorite thing. And it's the ADHD brain thing, I think, a lot. And I literally forget it exists if I don't write it in my planner.
Yeah. I've made so many promises to my students about when things will get graded that they deserve like a pizza party or something because I just feel so bad. Like, do you guys just want to eat pizza? Is that
Right.
And then you'll forgive me for not grading this from literally 2 months ago?
Yeah, it just it got
It'll
filed a
get
lot.
in eventually.
Or it won't. Who's to say? Well, and let's be so clear. The school you work at, you have class sizes around 40 each.
Right. My average number is like 37.
Yeah. And you are teaching 5 classes a day.
In a row.
Because
my prep is at the end of the day.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Everything's great.
No, everything is great.
Yeah.
And I am fine. See?
And that's the crazy thing. Like when people get so mad at be mad at me if I don't grade because I deserve it because my
100%. Okay.
Yes, like 100%.
Sure.
Be mad at me. But I have no apologies for the lack of grading I did when I was teaching the load that you're teaching. Like 200 students, and then there would be people on the internet that I would be like, yeah, no, I got filed, and they're like, well, studies show good feedback is imperative for learning, and I'm like, studies also show that if I tried to study or if I tried to grade,
right,
every single thing that I assign to my students, when I have literally my first year there, I had 200 students I saw each day. And let's say that I gave them insane. And then let's say I gave each student 2 things to do each day, which it's more than that. It's always more than that.
Oh my gosh.
So that's 400 individual things that they're having to do each day. And let's say I just spend 1 singular minute on each thing giving individualized feedback. Guys, 400 minutes?
I'm not good at math, but that's
not going to happen.
Time.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. And I've been really
every
conscious.
Day.
No. I've been really conscious of leaving work at work and going home.
Yeah.
And that means I'm not grading at home.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
Good.
Because I'm tired and I'm not getting paid for it. Okay? How about that?
I love it. I had one that was very similar to yours.
Okay.
Well, no, it was like the same thing. It was like, I'll get to the late work one. Mm-hmm. Do you have another one?
No, I think that was my last one.
Okay.
Because I'm very Gen Z, I match their Gen Z. So I like to say like, it's giving, I have 100% in this class. So your behavior is not matching what your grade actually is. Thank you.
Yeah. I love it. So I have a video that I want us to watch, and I want us to psychoanalyze me a little bit.
You?
Mm-hmm. It's not a video of me, but we're going to watch this video. Screen we're seeing before we even watch this video. It's this lovely woman with beautiful blonde hair. Adorable. It says, unfortunately, I am that extra teacher that's going to make memories with their students. And she is dressed as a scarecrow.
I need to fix my face. Okay.
Great. All right. She's dressed as Elsa. Like a butterfly. Making hats. Glow day. Hula day.
Sorry. Is this like a positive thing or a negative thing that we're going to talk about? Because I'm sorry for my face.
Psychoanalyze me.
Okay.
So that whole video, just how would you describe what you just witnessed by that teacher?
I would describe if you walked into Michael's and the employees were all teachers and they used every single crafts they could find and made it everything you can think of for students. Personalized cups, balloon arches, yummy snacks, clothing for spirit days, bright colors and fun, and like you would read in like a book.
Yeah, like I want to be in her class. I want my child in her class, right?
100%.
Like I want my child to be in that woman's class.
Fun.
So fun. So why is it
that I hate it?
Why am I such a hater? Denver,
You want to know why? Because I'm also with you. So we're both, it's the blind leading the blind in this conversation. And I'll tell you why. It's her phrase of, I'll be the one making memories with my students.
Is that what it is? Is it the tone of the beginning?
It's the tone in the beginning of you. I feel like it's being measured. The fun scale is being measured by quantity and not quality. Because my students and I had a great memory time going on a walk today. And I just don't have the time or money or energy to make them customize Cricket water bottles that they can drink to school.
Yeah.
No.
I think this is a quintessential difference between like the K through 6th grade.
What grade is this?
Oh, for sure elementary. Like that just gave elementary to the nth degree. Like we would get roasted if we show up.
I'm sorry.
I have no reason to be such a hater though, because like I look at that and I'm like, truly she so clearly is putting everything in. Like she is full send.
Right.
And I have so much respect for that. And she clearly really enjoys it. And well, if
I wanted to do that, I would work at the Y. I'd go make a summer camp. We're at school.
This is supposed to be about why I'm such a hater. And I'm like, Denver, don't be such a hater.
I don't know. What is it bringing up for you?
Well, what does it bring up for you? Because you were way angrier than me.
I don't know. It's just like, when does the learning happen? Who has time to do that? I think it pisses me off because because the time that I don't have time to do that. And you know what? I really like to.
Yeah, I think it's jealousy a little bit. Like for me, I think I'm a little jealous. Number one, she's so cute. Like I don't have the energy to literally put one singular non-themed outfit together to just go to work every day and be like, wow, I am feeling myself. You know, like I don't even have that. Right. And she is doing it on theme and then transforming her classroom into this beautiful learning environment on themes and all of that. And I'm just like, it makes me feel less, I think.
Okay. Which you're not. Okay. And you know that the kids would be like, your fit is eating. Like that's their favorite thing to say of just like, okay. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm going to go back to how I'm feeling and I want you to see if you also agree. I think seeing that felt like, when you go to someone's, okay, maybe not now because we're adults. You go to someone's birthday party and you have to talk to people that you don't know. And it's like the environment and everyone's having so much fun. And it's like, I have to be on.
Yeah.
It's giving me anxiety that I have to be on those days. Because you can't have a beautiful balloon arch and then just be like, okay, if you guys could go ahead and fill out this worksheet and then turn it in when you're done.
Yeah.
It's not matching up.
Yeah. It's going to be.
I don't want to do that.
Balloon arches are so much work. People put balloon arches out there on social media like it's not going to take several hours.
Days
and numb fingers and several fights. It's too much, honestly.
I think it is maybe just jealous of like, when are you planning for actual teaching? And you want to do that for my class so I don't have to do it?
Yeah, literally. Like, will you please? And also, can my kid enroll in the magic school bus of your classroom? Because that's what it like.
It is magic school bus.
But the face you were making when you watched it was literally the same face that I made when I watched it, where it was like.
I think it's just so unrealistic for a majority of teachers, no matter the grade. Yeah. And I think that's what's so frustrating or just annoying is like, are you trying to make us feel less than because we can't do that for our students?
Yeah. And I don't know that creator specifically or anything.
No hate to you, girl. You're so cute and lovely. Like
you're like, oh yeah, this is going out there and she might hear it.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. But I don't regret anything I said.
Saw that moment in real time. Well, that is one of those like intent versus impact things too. Correct. Is when you, and like, I don't even want to hate on her sharing it because like, when you share something you're excited about, like sure. Like, but you are kind of opening yourself up as well to like, anytime you have an opinion about anything or do anything on the internet, there's going to be someone that feels a little threatened by it. And in this case, it was me. It was me.
Right.
I was threatened
apparently. And I think it's something new is happening to me, which I don't know if this is like because I'm getting older and my brain is finally developing fully, but it's true. It's happening.
No, it's already done, Denver. It's 25.
It doesn't feel like it.
I think it's 25 is when your prefrontal cortex is done cooking. Like this is as good as you're ever going to be.
I might have to sign off early and go figure that out for myself.
Okay. Sorry. I interrupted. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. The whole idea of social media has just been pissing me off lately, of like the concept of it. Like we've had this conversation of just like, I just need a break from the garbage sometimes that I see. But I'm also getting into the opinion, I don't know why, of like, it's that video is the same energy as like, let me record myself doing something nice for someone else. It's like, can't you just talk about it and like, or not? Because that makes it feel like it's not genuine. Like you could tiptoe into that line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to get canceled. It's fine. I don't care.
I could see it. There was a trend that reminds me of that I know that it started with good intent, but the whole like she deserved
Money,
the purse.
I knew exactly. I never thought that would happen with the stealing of the money.
Oh, immediately I knew people were going to do that. Immediately. As soon as I saw that they're like, she deserved the purse, so I'm going to hide some money and some diapers and some formula things. Blah. I'm like, you just put it online. If you were trying to do it just to be a genuinely kind, good person, you wouldn't have put it online because now everybody knows that if they go
exactly.
Like, come on, people.
Like, just do the thing. Just do it and be fulfilled that way without having 5,000 other strangers comment about how great it is. Like, I don't want the validation from strangers because I know what I'm doing is good enough.
Yeah. And also, I don't have the energy to do all of that, and I'm a little bit jealous.
And also, I want it too. What if you just came to my house and gave it to me? That would be nice.
What if you just created a special learning environment for me in my actual home? Would that be so hard?
And gave me money.
Wait, what?
Because they were like, she deserves the purse.
Oh, I thought we were talking about
back to that.
Okay, got it.
Sorry, I want money.
You're not a single mom.
Oh, wait, I'm not. I'm really sorry. Not that I'm aware of.
Right. That's impossible, Denver.
I'm not a single mom yet. Yeah, no, we're not putting that in. We're not putting that into the universe.
Let's not put that to the universe at all. Wow. Okay.
Well, we're haters and she's adorable and I'm just hating on it. Sorry, because I don't have time.
Yeah.
And I'm not jealous.
At all. I'm just going to clip your first take of it and I'm going to put that out there and we're going to tag her. We're going to tag her specifically.
And then we're going to have her both. We're all three going to be on the podcast and she's going to say it to my face and I'll have to say it. And I don't mind doing that.
Double down, Denver. Just keep going, digging deeper. Keep going.
I'm already going to hell, so I'll see you there.
Okay, so last time you came on, I did ask all of the people what questions they had.
Do we have more sick freaks out there giving more weird questions?
I was hoping you maybe remembered one of the questions that was in there because I did not write it down. I'm trying to remember because I sent you the whole list.
You did, and I was trying to sift through to see like the most unhinged. Because I don't know about you, I just like to like judge and analyze freaks.
Yeah.
Oh, can I buy you a pair of socks?
Oh, yeah. Can I buy you a pair of socks? Can I buy a pair of your socks? Is what that gentleman asked for. And my husband was like, Andrea, do it.
No, do it. You don't even have to wear them. You just buy socks and give it to him.
Guys, I'm not. Yeah, but what he would do with that sock, I can't live with that.
It's none of your business. A cash check is a check is cash.
It's the same reason I can't do a clean OnlyFans, like because there was like a big push on TikTok from a few people that were like, no, just like, because I was like, if I did it, OnlyFans, it would be to troll you, and I would just be
100%.
talking
Me
about
reading a book to you.
Exactly. And they're like, do it. And I'm like, ugh. Like, even if I know I'm doing nothing innocent, I would know what you're doing.
No, you know what it would
the
be?
very innocent.
You would set that up and it would be a link to what's that website where you can find like therapists near you? Like therapy.com. Like it would be that for them. And then it would say, seek help, you sick freak.
I know. Like, please go
I'm coming for everyone today. What's wrong with
you
me?
are. I know all the OnlyFans subscribers are very upset with you right now.
Sorry.
I might actually do like a book club Patreon, because that has a very different vibe.
Yeah, I
like
really
no
love
one's
that.
joining a Patreon for socks.
I mean, never say never,
for example.
But you're right.
It's a very good point. Yeah, not for
we know what that means.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What did your students do this week? Anything wild and crazy?
What did the students do?
What made you take them on that walk outside? What was the thing?
I think it's the audible every time I say we're doing something, and I'm like, imagine going to school and having to learn. Isn't that crazy, you guys?
Yeah.
And so they needed to like touch grass and just kind of like calm down. It's gonna be fine. Today, for example, we watched a poem. We watched a slam poetry, Rudy Francisco Complainers, because we're getting into our poetry unit, our narrative unit.
Nice.
If you haven't seen that spoken word, it's so great. The intelligent, great, like thoughtful things that he had in this poem. I said, okay, turn to your neighbor, share one thing that stands out to you. In the beginning of his poem, he talks about all these people that have had like crazy things happen to them. It's a like 4-minute video. This kid is talking to his neighbor and goes, some dude got punched in the face by a kangaroo. I'm like, so that was the first part of the poem.
That's what stood out. Then he spent the rest of the time thinking about kangaroos.
Not only did he say it once, he said it twice. And I was like, I heard you.
He's like, I need you to understand how crazy that would be to get punched in the face by a kangaroo.
I'm like, no. I get it. They also, this is interesting. I know this will be out by the time this has already happened, but the Dodgers and the Yankees are in the World Series. Do you care about baseball?
Not even a little, but go on.
Great, I'll continue. I made it very clear and apparent to all the staff that I am a Dodgers fan.
Right.
And so I sent an email, Happy Monday, with the Dodgers little World Series, whatever. I am getting, and I think it's from multiple people, little tiny Yankee stickers all over my class. Taped on my door, put on my water bottle, sprinkled around everywhere. And, the kids like to troll me. And I said, I'm rooting for the Yankees. I said, okay. We read, this same kid actually. Oh. We read Theme for English B by Langston Hughes.
Love it.
Where he mentions, I basically his pride that he has for Harlem. Harlem is my city, Okay, guys, where is Harlem? The apparent Yankee fan had no idea. And I said, imagine being a Yankee fan and not knowing where Harlem is.
Embarrassing, honestly.
If I were you, I'd be embarrassed. So they just, I like when they don't think sometimes before they speak, because it creates entertainment. And I'm like, that's so interesting. That's an interesting way to live.
Mm-hmm. I love
speaking
that.
Before you think.
Oh.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Like what an adventurous life that you lead by doing that. Just.
And in a way, we're the same.
Some of us are. Yeah.
Some of us. So.
Who's to say who? Honestly.
Oh, right.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Before I let you go, where can people find you? What are your social media names? All of that good stuff.
All of the social media names that I never remember, but it's keeping up with Miss.B on Instagram and TikTok.
Perfect.
And come keep up with me.
Yeah. She's keeping up over there. She's doing the things.
I'm trying.
I know you've been posting. I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm just trying to be like my favorite influencer educator, Andrea.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. One of my favorite videos to go back and watch is the one where I go, Educator Andrea, dupe.
I hate it here. Yeah,
love it.
I miss those days.
I know. So good. All right, guys. Well, that is all we have for you today. So thank you, Denver, again, for coming and hanging out today.
So much. It's just
so fun.
I love to giggle with you.
Same. All right. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Those Who Can't Do. Every single time I have Denver on, I end up laughing so hard that my cheeks hurt. And I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. And I hope you guys are writing down all of the poultry-related facts that we have been presenting to you because they are important. And if you're ever on Jeopardy, perhaps you can just slide that into the conversation. Is any of the facts. I would also vet them first because I cannot confirm that any of them are actually factual. If you have thoughts about what we talked about today or suggestions on who you would like to have come on, you can email us, Andrea@human-content.com, or you can contact me at Educator Andrea, or you can contact the whole Human Content Podcast family at Human Content Pods. And thank you so much for those of you guys who have left a review. It really means the world to me. And I actually got a really kind email this week from Amanda, which, funny enough, is the name that I get called if someone doesn't remember my name. They almost always call me Amanda. But this person I think actually is named Amanda, and she is from Australia. She said, I'm in Australia. I have been in education support, teacher's aid, disability inclusion in a primary school, K-6, for nearly 10 years after being in IT before that. I've loved being in education, and last year decided to start my master's of teaching secondary. I did my first school placement in high school earlier this year and loved every minute of it. I'm letting you know this because I find it interesting that the more I listen to your content, whether it be on social media or on the podcast, the more confirmed and confident I am in my decision to pursue teaching. I will be 51 when I graduate, but I'm so excited to be starting this new challenge. Thank you for sharing your perspectives with the world. That honestly made me smile so much because that is literally why we're doing what we're doing here. So thank you so much for sending that sweet email, Amanda, and good luck with the rest of your training. That's super exciting. If you want to catch the full video episodes, they are up every week on YouTube at Educator Andrea. Thank you so much for listening. I'm your host, Andrea Forkham. A very special thank you to our guest co-host today, Denver Riley. And our executive producers are Andrea Forkham, Aaron Corney, Rob Goldman, and Shanti Brooke. Our editor is Andrew Sims. Our engineer is Jason Portizo. Our music is by Omer Benzvi. Our recording location is Indiana State by College of Education. To learn more about our Those Who Can't Do's program disclaimer and ethics policy and submission, verification, and licensing terms, you can go to podcasterandrea.com. Those Who Can't Do is a human content production. Thank you so much for watching. If you're like me and you're thinking, gosh, I really need more Those Who Can't Do in my life, you can start your binging right now by clicking on that playlist button right over there. New episodes are out every Thursday, so please subscribe and join us each week on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.